Watching Monday special. There we are. We're back now. So we are still talking about patriotism, national heroes. So many of you talking about Thomas Fasonga, saying we want to buy his music. He made us feel so patriotic. He really does. Those are songs that really make you feel proudly Kenyan. Honorable Waria, I now want to ask you, there's still a sense a lot of people feel, and I know the Reverend said he wasn't doing it to be recognized when he was playing his role in trying to fight for democracy in Kenya. Many people, though, feel that a lot of the Mau Mau veterans, for instance, have been underappreciated. They have died poor. They haven't even passed away having told their stories enough. The way you see it in South Africa, for instance, we have museums dedicated to these people. We don't have the same thing here. What can we do to make that, to have that change? Because we don't know our history well enough.
Let me just start by saying that Malumu Fasonga is my hero.
Oh, okay.
And he reminded me of those years when we were growing up listening to his beautiful music.
Right.
And he is a true hero. Mm-hmm. On our, how do we remember our heroes, and especially the Mau Mau? I think the last 10 years, the Mau Mau have been honored more and recognized more than before. After they were unbanned, before that they were treated as a very illegal group in Kenya and so on and so forth. And then the setting up of the ministry, which was then the Ministry of Culture and Heritage, where the heroes were domiciled, really gave us impetus in terms of taking stock of where our heroes are, how they've been treated or mistreated. And we started by building museum for the Kapenguria 6, for instance, from Jaramogi to Fred Kubai and others. That in itself is preserving that history. If you go to some of the museum, they have exhibitions, displays on the walls and so forth. But within the Heroes Act, Heroes and Heroines Act, there's a suggestion for a Heroes Square, which will have studio, library, galleries named after different heroes and heroines, and where you can display all this history for eternity. And this is earmarked to be within the Uhuru Gardens.
Okay, so this is something that's been planned.
That's planned, but the square is being built as we speak now. It's almost
Why do you
finished.
think it took so long? A lot of them feel so, like I said, underappreciated.
I think one thing you mentioned, and that's critical, history. Where is the place of history in Kenya? And how do we remember history? I think history is contested. Different people have different narratives of that history. But within that history, we must have a national discourse. We must also have a national narrative. And I think it took time before we settled to start looking at ourselves. And I think this is the right time.
Yeah.
In the last 40 and now this is the 50th
This is
year,
50.
to take stock and say, come on, yes, we've had differences, we have different ways of looking at things, but our history is what makes us Kenyans.
Yeah, that's what sets us apart.
And these men and women who contributed to this country are part of that history, and we must celebrate them. We must identify them.
Josephine, as someone who's a young person who's managed to break out of your comfort zone and change the lives of so many, what are your thoughts on whether or not our heroes are recognized enough in Kenya?
For me, I believe every other person who is bringing out something good out in their small ways is a hero. And one thing I think our Kenyan, maybe national or the government should do, like provide, as he says, like the national museums and the recognitions and
that would make a difference.
Yeah, but what I really want is like if the young people are instilled like the values, like the right from self values, like when they're young, and then we are able to nurture them like towards as they grow up. This is when we build like heroes to be.
Who is your hero?
My hero is my mother. She fought for me against all odds, and I was able to go to school. And my heroes too are the pastoralist communities, because we have undergone a lot. I would call it, we've been marginalized for so long, and right now as we speak here, our people are being killed in Baragoi, and those are innocent people. We have children being shot, herding cattle and goats, and they're stolen, and those are the people we call heroes, because they are living their normal lives, and someone comes and takes away their lives, and they're very innocent. For me, those are heroes, and we celebrate them. But what we ask is that if if the government, both national and thankfully now at the county levels, take their responsibility and fight for the people and give and support them and be able to be there, like provide the value of human rights, security is priority.
It's security is priority,
yes.
Okay. Reverend Joya, who is your hero?
My hero is everyone, like those who died on Sabasaba, twice, 21 people on the first Sabasaba, second Sabasaba, and those others who died, like Kimathi, and many others, unrecognized, many unrecognized these people.
What do you think the government should do for people like you?
Or if you can do, how many gallons of milk can you give to your mother for having sucked you, to thank her? Nothing. Or the only thing your mother gets is to see you prosper and go and live the values why she brought you up and be able to support yourself, feed yourself, clothe yourself. I would see that real, genuine heroes are like, as she said, her mother. That mother of a person in Tana River, a woman who is bringing up a child, breastfeeding, trying to even eat anything to have milk for her child. And if we can appreciate that woman, the only way we can appreciate that woman as a hero is by protecting that woman not to be shot, the son of that or daughter to be not to be shot and thrown to the crocodiles. So that's heroism of that woman who even to feed her body, to be able to breastfeed her child. That sovereignty of that woman, we don't recognize her sovereignty, but it's there. And we don't recognize her integrity.
But it's there.
It is there.
Okay.
And it to protect her child to grow to maturity, and that woman to see that child being somebody. That is recognizing heroism from the grassroots. And for me, I would say that, as he said, self-sacrifice is the main motivation, because I always remember the sacrifice of Jesus Christ for me. And that's what really motivates me, and not only motivates, it inspires me to give myself for others. So let's not look for how to reward heroes. Because for me, I don't see being honored in my lifetime by this government or next, because I'm still I'm still in a struggle.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still in my struggle.
Okay.
I wanted to interject there and say one of the processes of nation building is integrating that process with your history of who you are.
Yeah.
And every American child knows the American president.
Right.
If you're a British kid, you'll know the history of all your kings and queens and so on and so forth. So we have to renegotiate and rethink the place of history in Kenya.
I think that's a huge challenge. So I know you mentioned it a little bit about you know, some of the things that you want to do. That's a huge concern. A lot of Kenyans don't know our history.
Yes.
We don't know the people who fought for our liberation.
Yes.
The way, like I mentioned, I give South Africa as an example because it's very rich in that type of history. But I want to move away and ask a little bit about the Heroes Bill. Is Wananchi going to be involved in vetting these people who are going to be identified as heroes? Because you might, as a committee, decide these are the people, but Wananchi might say, no, I don't agree. So how will you do the process?
What the Heroes Bill does, the proposal, anyway, it's going to be discussed at Parliament, and Parliament represents the people of Kenya. What the Heroes Bill does is it's going to set up a commission, which will be called, say, the Mashujaa Commission or the Heroes and Heroines Commission. And that it will be their business. It won't be the business of the ministry to identify and reward and recognize different heroes and heroines. So it's going to be an independent body which will sit, say, in this square which will be set up for them.
All right, fine.
So that is one of the key things. And it came out of a finding by a task force about 4 or 5 years ago.
All right.
Yeah.
I just want to ask across the board, because like I said, getting a lot of, you know, just different views even from people I spoke to earlier, especially for the two of you. You're both saying that you're happy with the way Kenya has recognized our heroes and heroines. Is that correct? You're not happy. What aren't you happy about? You're happy.
No.
You're not happy. Okay, Josephine, why aren't you happy? What is it that you're not happy about?
Basically, looking at the, as I said, history of the people who've brought this country to where it is today, we have seen them die in poverty, not being like even basic needs in life. You know, people just live in conditions unexpected of heroes, sheroes. So these are things that we're saying that the government can do better.
Okay.
Like, we know who they are, what can we do for them? Yeah, so there's basically something to recognize them. They should have a better life, and they don't need to ask for it. Like, they've been seen. It's like it comes out like a reward to them, and not something they have to ask for.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said, I know you said you didn't do it for recognition, but now you're saying you're not happy with the way the government has.
I am not that way. The recognition is should not be personal, being sought, because it's not an investment that you sacrifice your life. What I was saying is this: if I can see the values of freedom, sovereignty, equality, integrity being lived in Kenya with no impunity, then I'll feel rewarded, not necessarily personally. I'll feel that I have achieved some goal in Kenya. What I fought for, what I shed my blood for, all these 3 times I died and rose again, I feel that like Jesus Christ felt when he sees people being saved. And the same thing for me. How many times have I cried? I have cried. You saw me there crying, yelling with my tears. I have cried again when I preach and I see people coming forward, confessing they have become saved. I cry. Nobody can pay for those tears. I think it's that feeling that something has happened because something new have come into existence because of me that was not existing before.
Okay.
Because heroism to me is bringing into existence that which did not exist. If I see that goodness in Kenya, people are improving their lives, people being fed, being protected, then I can feel that at least my heroism, whatever you are calling it, is not wasted.
It's not in vain.
Yes.
You're hearing their views. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I just wanted to agree with Reverend Njoya here. You're not going to say, I'm a hero, make me a millionaire. First of all, your country recognizing you for breaking that record, or for that bravery, that in itself is a great honor. That out of 40 million Kenyans, the country came out, recognized you, and etched you on the walls of, say, fame in this country.
So they should be content with that.
So I think that is good. But people have a life to live as well. And it is out of those findings that the bill was developed. Yeah? There was a task force which was set up to look at these issues of heroes. Poverty was one underlying factor. Lack of recognitions. They are the obvious ones we know. If you just unpack the issue of who fought for independence and who didn't, which part of Kenya fought and which didn't,
Okay.
then you're getting into a very murky. There are people who say we've been forgotten and so on and so forth. But what we're doing now through the bill, I think we're trying to streamline this sector, something that has been forgotten for many years. And with the views of Kenyans, with the help of Kenyans, I'm sure the future will be better.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just winding up. I want to get from all of you what you want to see, how you envision Kenya in the next 50 years. Where would you want us to be in the next 50 years? I'll start with you.
I think where we want to be in the next 50 years, a country which teaches its history from primary school level and culture as a core element of cohesiveness, a stable country which looks back at its history with pride, which looks back at its heroes and heroines with pride.
Okay. Josephine?
We would like a country where it values its values, you know, just putting into practice what we say instead of putting out there a lot of wordings with no actions. So basically, if we can implement what we pass as the rule of law, which is a basic value in our national, you know, so those are the things we're saying. If we just follow them and instill them right from the beginning and watch it grow, in the next 50 years, we'll be talking of something different, a different Kenya.
Okay.
Yes, I want to see the values articulated in public leadership and other things in chapter 6 of our new constitution, realized in my lifetime, because they were not realized during the last elections. I want to see also the values of the social services and other amenities promised in the constitution to all people universally, housing, amenities, all these, when they are realized, then I know why
you fought.
I fought. So I want to see a result of the realization of my vision and my dreams about Kenya. And then, but I don't want to fly a flag in front of people I consider crooks. I want to fly my flag offer my own people who have succeeded before God and say, these are the people I preached to, these are the people I fought for, not these leaders whom I'm asked to walk before them. I want actually for them to walk before the heroes for first time. I want these politicians to come and walk before us with the flags. Yeah?
I'm not a politician.
Or whatever you are welcome. I want to see everybody from the lowest to the highest, including even the president, walk before the heroes with a flag, saluting them, not them being saluted, those who are not heroes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all so much for your views. I wish you all the best in your journey. I know you have memoirs that are coming out, so it would be great to read more about.
Yes, we the people.
We the people.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to be joining Hussein Mohammed in just a few moments, and we'll wind up on the other side. We'll join him shortly.
As well. Now, in some sad news tonight, Zau Kalulu, a veteran journalist and head of Musi FM, one of the radio stations under the Royal Media stable, has died. Kalulu died at the Nairobi hospital, where he had been hospitalized for the last 2 weeks. Of course, our condolences to family and friends. In other sad news, a man is being held by police in connection with the murder of an 18-year-old woman at the Kawangware area in Nairobi. According to police, the suspect, Geoffrey Wanjala, surrendered himself to the Mudangari police station, saying he had beheaded the woman. He reportedly killed the woman, only identified as Mweni, whose mutilated remains were found Sunday in his rented house in Kawangware. Chris Wangombe with that story.